I was literally feeding my disease with food and alcohol, causing that inflammation in my
Mm.
body. And a lot of people don't realize what you eat truly does impact, how your body reacts, especially with
Yeah.
diseases like that, autoimmune, and then let alone the ones that can be prevented, like the
Yes.
diabetes, type 2 diabetes, the high blood pressure, cholesterol, like some of that can truly be prevented just by
Yeah.
changing your lifestyle.
Hey, beautiful people. I'm your host, Coach Jamila, total wellness coach, mama five, and your no fluff guide to real energy, hormone harmony, emotional balance, and confident living. This is Girl, Get Your Groove Back, where we talk about health, healing, movement, nutrition, and the hustle of life in a way that's real, raw, and designed to help you rise. Every episode, we dive into the stories, strategies, and soul shifts that help you reclaim your energy, your confidence, your quality of life, and your joy. Because your comeback season starts now. Today's guest is the definition of a warrior. Ashley Nicole is a health coach and the powerhouse behind RA Warrior Fitness, where she helps women reverse chronic illness through faith, nutrition, and movement. She's not just teaching theory, Ashley has lived it. After being diagnosed with arthritis, she refused to let pain have the final say. Through her unwavering faith, anti inflammatory nutrition, and intentional movement, y'all, she's reclaimed her health, her energy, and her life. Get ready, y'all, because Ashley is here to drop truth bombs, inspire change, and remind you that your diagnosis does not define you. Y'all don't forget to subscribe, share, and leave a review. Let's get into it. Hey, y'all, and welcome to Girl, Get Your Groove Back. I am your host, Coach Jamila, and I'm here with the lovely, beautiful Coach Ashley. Ashley, I'm so excited to have you here, girl.
I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yes. Yeah,
Yes.
so I really want to just dive right in. You have such an amazing journey, and I just know a snippet of it. So I feel like I'm going to learn a lot about you in this episode.
Yes.
But I really just want you to start off at the beginning,
Okay.
where you started, why did you start really becoming so health conscious? What was the shift for you?
Mhm.
I'd really love to hear about that journey.
Okay, awesome. Let's start from the beginning. So, I have rheumatoid arthritis, which is an autoimmune disease where the immune system attacks healthy joints, causing inflammation, stiffness, pain, swelling, fatigue, brain fog, all the things. It can be quite debilitating. And
Yeah.
so, my journey really started, I would say, 21 years ago when I first started experiencing symptoms and not really knowing what was going on with my body. So I had been experiencing pain and stiffness in my hands and wrists for a few weeks until I woke up in my dorm room and the pain that I was just feeling in my hands and wrists was throughout my whole entire body. And
Mm,
granted, I was in college, okay, 21 years old. I was like,
right.
what is happening to me? And
Yeah.
so I called my mom, told her what was going on. She was like, let's go to urgent care. And so she met me there. She actually met me there at urgent care, and they didn't really diagnose me with anything. They just told me to take Tylenol and leave, and they sent me on my way. So it didn't say
Uh,
anything about RA. So I kind of like put a band-aid on it for about 6 years with that leave. I was just taking a leave. And
mm,
I knew that it was something deeper than just what I was experiencing. But it took me 6 years to get a diagnosis. So it
wow.
wasn't until I got my diagnosis in 2010 that I was like, okay, I've got to figure out what I can do to have a better quality of life. Because, of course, the doctors, they want to throw all these medications and everything at you. And what I didn't mention is that my mom also has RA, but maybe she was in denial too. And while I was going through all that, I mean, that honestly never came up because the
Yeah.
full body flare that I had lasted like a couple of days, and then it just went back to just my hands and wrists. But I had started to feed my disease with food and alcohol. I didn't realize that's what I was doing at the time, but
Right.
I had gained 60 pounds. And then I finally got diagnosed and was like, okay, should probably get some of this weight off and figure out this nutrition thing. So it was a lot of stuff I kind of had to figure out on my own because my doctor was just wanting me to try this medication, that medication. And so
Yeah.
I would say when I was finally diagnosed, that's when I started taking my health and fitness seriously because I knew that it was more than just these pills and prescriptions and injections and infusions.
Mm.
So that's where it started.
Wow. Thank you for
Mhm.
sharing. And for you to be so young, I didn't know you were that young when you
Uh-huh, I
first
was.
discovered. Wow.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Mhm.
At that
Yep,
age,
so
you
it's
don't
been
think,
21 years now.
wow. I'm so glad that you found out what it is versus bandaging
Yes.
it. I feel like so many people do is
Yeah.
medication, bandage, or like you said something that stood out. You said, I fed my disease with food and alcohol.
Mhm. Mhm. I did,
So,
literally. That's what I was doing. I didn't realize it at the time, but now I
yeah.
know that I was literally feeding my disease with food and alcohol, causing that inflammation in my
Mm,
body. And a lot of people don't realize what you eat truly does impact, how your body reacts, especially
yeah.
with diseases like that, autoimmune, and then let alone the ones that can be prevented, like the
Yes.
diabetes, type 2 diabetes, the high blood pressure, cholesterol. Like some of that can truly be prevented just by
Yeah.
changing your lifestyle.
Changing your
Hmm.
lifestyle. Come on now.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
it really makes me think a lot of women and men
Hmm.
normalize their symptoms like you did.
They
Like you
do.
were like, I'm just going to bandage it. I'm going to take a leave. It'll be
Yep.
okay.
Hmm.
Are there any symptoms that you feel you normalized? And if so, what symptoms were they?
Yeah. So the pain in my hands, like I had gotten so used to that I forgot what it felt like to not really be in pain.
Mm,
And even because I had put on so much weight because of, my food and nutrition choices, I'd also
yeah,
started experiencing pain in my knees as well. And at this point, like again, I hadn't been diagnosed yet. I was like maybe about 24 or 25 when I was like at my heaviest. And,
yeah,
I was like, well, uh, it'll go away. Or, maybe I will decide to lose some weight. I don't know. But I just kind of started to normalize it a little bit. It wasn't until I got the diagnosis that I was like, oh my God, like this is
yeah,
really a thing. And like this
yeah.
could be very debilitating. And I had experienced a very debilitating state of it. When I had that full body flare in college, literally, Jamila, like just getting up out of bed was difficult, bathing myself, combing my hair, brushing my
Mm,
teeth, buttoning up a button, zipping up my jeans. I mean, it's just the fine motor skills. It
yeah,
was painful. Hmm.
yeah. And at
Yeah.
that point, now your body is screaming, as we
Yeah.
say, our body can whisper, our body can scream. And a lot
Hmm.
of times we
Hmm.
ignore the whispers because we don't really know what we're listening for, a lot of people.
Exactly.
And
Hmm.
so sometimes or oftentimes when our body's screaming, that's when we're like, oh, damn, I need to start making
Yeah.
some shifts. I better
Need to
start
start
eating
making some
better.
changes.
Yes.
Started to ignore the weight gain too. I
Yeah.
started to normalize that because I was just married. I'm no longer married now, but I was still considered a newlywed in that phase. So I was like, oh, it's just
Yeah.
happy weight, it's
Yeah.
fine.
It'll go away. We'll get
It'll
to
go
it.
away.
That's what we do. It's,
Yeah,
yeah, happy weight.
eventually. Uh-huh. But 60 pounds, girl.
You were like,
Yeah.
Okay, Ashley, let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it together.
Yeah,
And
right.
clearly you have, because your body's is
Hmm.
banging. It is banging. So,
Thank you. Thank you. Yes.
what would you now tell your younger self, that 21-year-old girl in the college dorm, the newlywed who was having the happy way? What would you tell yourself now, knowing what you know?
I would tell her that what you put in your body matters. You're not too young to have a disease like rheumatoid arthritis because it is autoimmune, but it will not define you. It does not define you. It will
Mm.
not define you and your quality of life. I would tell her you will need to make some wiser choices in not only what you feed your body, but also what you feed your spirit, what you feed your mind.
Ooh.
You will also need to be mindful in the people that you surround yourself with as well. And you will need to set some boundaries at times.
Mm.
And just know that as you continue to make these decisions, some people will no longer be in your life, but that is
Mm.
okay. That is okay. Continue to
Mhm.
focus on you, your quality of life, and what's good for your well being. And
Ooh.
God will give you all the desires of your heart.
That's a whole word,
Yeah.
because the part really too that I think people miss is you may lose people along the way,
Oh, yeah.
and that's okay.
Mm
Because if
hmm. Mm hmm.
people are not willing to go on the journey with you, especially in terms of your health, your mindset, your spirituality, you got to let people go if they're not willing to
Yeah,
grow with you. So,
exactly.
yeah. So, on your journey, do you feel like you lost people as you were really pursuing your health?
Absolutely.
Mm.
Absolutely, I did. So once I finally got my diagnosis and once I finally started making that shift to
Yeah.
a better and healthier lifestyle, I honestly fell in love with the process. Like, I fell in
Mm.
love with who I was becoming,
Yeah.
realizing that I was feeling better, I was looking better, I had started to lose the weight, and I just fell in love with the process. And I
Yeah.
decided that I wanted to get certified as a personal trainer. And
Hmm.
so, my husband at the time, I told him that that was one of my goals and desires, and so he pretty much was like, "You have rheumatoid arthritis. Like, how are you going to show someone how to do something you can't even do a push up?"
Oh,
How are you gonna do that? So just kind of crushed me,
yeah.
kind of crushed
Yeah.
that dream, but not fully. I won't even say he crushed it, like temporarily. It was a
Yeah.
temporary defeat that I had to
Yeah.
console. And
Yeah.
then I decided to just go for it anyways.
Come
And
on now.
so I did. Yeah. And so I did. I did. And along the way, we were not elevating in the
Yeah.
same way spiritually, professionally, personally. Like, it was just so many things. I just felt like if I had stayed, I would
Mm.
not be where I am today.
Ooh.
There would not be an RA Warrior Fitness, which is my
Yeah.
business that I started during the pandemic. I would not be a professional bodybuilding athlete. I earned my pro card the first go round in
Come
2022
on.
with this rheumatoid arthritis.
Come
Okay.
on now.
Yes, I would not be an author with Women's Health Magazine, Strong and Fit After 40.
Come on.
Like, there's just so many things that I feel like if I had stayed, he would have continued to kind of stunt my growth. You know what I mean? But I knew that I was created for greater. And so I had to walk away, had to
I
walk away.
listen. So we relate in many aspects in terms of that. And
Yeah.
I know that was not easy,
No, it wasn't.
especially, I know that was probably, I know for me, my thought was like, I'm a believer. God hates divorce. You're trying to push through. You have all these things going through your mind. But at the end of the day, like you said, you don't believe you would be where you are today if you had not walked away. There is so much importance in being equally yoked and also
Mm-hmm.
elevating together. Well, I'm so proud of
Yeah.
you, and I'm so excited to see what's to come for you because you're a
Thank
powerhouse.
you.
You are a powerhouse.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Kudos. I'm not trying to be messy, but I'm like, so what did he say now?
Girl, I don't know. But I mean, he knows, he sees, like,
Yes,
I've gotten a few emails, congratulating me on certain things. So,
yes.
yeah,
Okay.
but
Like I'm doing the
yeah,
dang thing.
I
Listen,
am. I am. To
yeah,
God be the glory, for
I know
sure.
that's right.
And I don't want to sit here as if I'm bashing him, because really, he's not a bad person. You know what I mean? He's not a bad person. Everyone's mindset is just different. And we just grew apart, girl. We just grew
Yeah.
apart. And
Yeah.
I just knew that in order for me to continue to elevate, I needed to go my own way. So, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And I was so
And
young, girl. I was
that's
23
I
when I
totally
got
hear you.
married. Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, I hear you. We grow, we elevate, and I think sometimes it can work and sometimes it can't, and everybody has the right to their own choices. Nothing against
Exactly.
anybody else. So,
Right.
so yeah. So yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate you sharing that.
Yes.
So,
Hmm.
I am curious. A lot of
Uh-huh.
doctors that I've dealt with, like traditional Western medicine doctors, many of them are amazing and many of them are medication pushers. Like you said,
Hmm.
take this, take this, take this. And many of them also say, like, a lot of these symptoms that you had are irreversible.
Hmm.
You on your journey, I think you reversed many symptoms from your
Hmm.
lifestyle that doctors said
Yeah.
were inevitable. What do you feel that required of you emotionally, spiritually, mentally? What did that look
Yeah,
like?
so definitely a mindset shift for sure. And
Yeah.
knowing that and believing, first of all, just my strong foundation of faith just really
Mm-hmm.
has helped me throughout this whole entire journey. And believing in God that not only could I be healed, but if not completely healed, I could still learn how to thrive beyond the diagnosis, right? To manage the condition and reverse what I could. Because one thing that I didn't mention is that on my journey to finding a medication that did work for me, because I do take medication. Like, I'm not anti medication,
Yeah.
but I will say my lifestyle definitely has a lot to do with how I'm so active and so mobile now. And I still
Yeah.
have full range of motion of most of my joints. But I was actually medically induced. I had medically induced lupus through an infusion that was supposed to be helping my
Mm,
rheumatoid arthritis. Now, lupus in most cases can be more debilitating than rheumatoid arthritis because it really affects the organs. Like, it can affect the
yeah.
kidneys, the heart, the brain, the skin. That's the largest organ on our body. Like, it just affects a lot of things and can be
Yeah.
fatal as well. Now, I did not have the symptoms of lupus, but I tested highly positive for it through my blood work and everything. And so, yeah, I'm like, now I'm dealing with RA and I'm dealing with this condition that I'm not even supposed to have, but got it from a
Mm,
medication that's supposed to be helping me with rheumatoid arthritis. And so
right.
I quickly got off of that infusion, and then I switched over to just an injection, and then she had me taking another prescription to continue to suppress those lupus symptoms. But I will say, Coach Jamila, like, over time, it took some time. It took about 6 years for me to no longer show signs of the lupus. I think it
Mhm.
was last year that I went and had my blood work done, and it was before my rheumatologist retired. I had been with her for 14 years since my diagnosis. Loved her, even though she made me mad sometimes.
Right.
I still loved her because we went through a lot together. But
Yeah.
but yeah, she was like, "You no longer test positive for lupus." I was like, "To
Hmm.
God be the glory. To
Come
God be the
on now.
glory." And I must say, God first, but also me being mindful of what I'm putting in my body and how
Inconsistent.
yes, exactly. Exactly.
Mm.
So yeah, and so I was able to come off of that hydrochloroquine, which is what I was taking to continue to kind of keep the lupus symptoms at bay. But then even that started causing some other stuff. That started causing like psoriasis like symptoms. And I'm just like, Lord have mercy, these medications.
Yeah.
Really and truly, I feel like food can be the most healing thing. The right
Yeah.
kinds of food, anti-inflammatory food can truly
Yeah.
heal your gut, heal your body if you do it consistently because these
Yeah.
medications sometimes do more harm than good. Mhm.
Girl, that whole story right there, I just kept thinking about the power of not giving up
Right.
because I'm sure that was discouraging to keep getting this blood work and you seeing it and you're doing all this, putting in all this work. I hear that from clients all the time. Jamila, I'm eating right. I'm doing all the right things, but why am I not
Yeah.
losing weight? Or, you know,
Yeah.
there's power in not giving up and there's power in being
Mhm.
consistent and
Yes.
you got to reap the benefits. And of course, of living your life as a woman of faith is
Mhm.
essential. Like you said, it's number one.
Yeah,
That consistency though with your food, your movement, there's so much power in that.
it
So much
is.
power. So, thank you so much for sharing that. And I feel like if you could tell another woman, maybe who's struggling
Mhm.
with an inflammatory disease or who's on a journey, a health journey,
Mhm.
how would you encourage her if she's
Mhm.
not seeing the results that she wants to see, if her blood work is coming back
Mhm.
not the way she wants to see it, she's not making the progress? What
Yeah.
what are some things, some words of encouragement maybe you could share for that woman?
Yeah. So one of the things that I encourage my clients to do, because I work with women who have RA and other inflammatory autoimmune conditions. And so my
Yeah,
three pillars are faith, food, and fitness. So faith is number one for a reason. So
yeah,
having faith in God, of course, knowing that he's on this journey with you, even though sometimes it may not feel like he's there. He is. And sometimes he's just waiting for you to invite him in. So,
mm,
my words of advice would be to invite God into that part of your life. Tell him how you're feeling. He knows already, but also having faith that things will get better, believing that God can, like I said, if he doesn't choose to completely heal you, he'll give you the strength, the endurance to push through and to still be able to live a good quality of life. And
yeah,
so I think that that piece is just so important, like inviting God in, because some days that's your faith is all you have to fall back on
yeah,
because there are days when the fatigue is just so overwhelming,
mm,
the pain is just so loud and
yeah,
debilitating. Um, and especially if you have, kids and you have, a busy, stressful job, like it can just seem like, oh my God, like I don't feel like doing any of this because my body just won't allow me to. But what I found that helps me and my client is of course just really prioritizing that faith piece and also
yeah.
prioritizing yourself. It's not selfish to
Um,
prioritize yourself as well, especially if you have kids, husband, and all of that. You
yeah,
got to find time to pour into yourself spiritually and to just have that self-care time and hold space for yourself before you show up for everybody else. because as women, it's so natural for us to show up for everyone else, make sure everybody else is good, and then we left just like, who gonna take care of us?
Yeah. Yep.
But you've got to really prioritize yourself. Like, what do you need first before you can show up for other people? Especially if you are dealing with an inflammatory condition, morning stiffness is a thing, okay? And
Yeah.
so maybe it means getting up just a little bit earlier, running some warm or cold water over your hands, doing some stretching. There are stretches that I have my clients to do before they even get out of bed. But getting your body ready and then practicing that gratitude and getting in that word, like truly just feeding your mind and your spirit before the rest of the world wakes up. It truly
Yes.
does help. It truly does help, because I know a lot of us are guilty of sometimes, soon as we wake up, maybe jumping on the phone, scrolling, responding to
Uh-huh.
text messages, responding to emails. Then before you know it, everybody else is up, and then you got to get up and you're on. Boom, 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 boom. And then what have you done for yourself? How have you poured into yourself? Have you given God any of your time? Like, yeah, I know that that was a long answer to your
No,
question,
I
but
love
that is
it.
definitely what I would say, is to prioritize God, prioritize self. And also, lastly, I would say is to remember your why. Remember
Hmm.
why you need to make these choices. Remember why you want to become a better version of yourself, because on those days where the fatigue is very heavy, the joint pain
Yes.
may be very painful, like, you've got to remember why you might need to take that walk, why you might need to actually go do that
Hmm.
workout, why you might need to eat these leafy greens and these lean proteins instead of all this dairy and fried and processed stuff, right? You got to
Yep.
remember your why, because that's going to
Yeah.
bring you back every time and keep you
Every
focused.
time. I love
Hmm.
that. And that's real talk. That why is
Hmm.
powerful. I
It
just
is.
saw, yes, I just saw a reel of a mom, similar to what you're saying. And her daughter was trying to come into the door while she was working out. And she was like, give me 10 minutes. And her
Hmm.
daughter was like, but mom, please, I need you real quick. She was like, no, give me 10 minutes. And when 10
Hmm.
minutes is up, then I'll come talk to you. And she was
Hmm.
saying that's not selfish to give yourself
Mm-mm.
that time. And it's super important, like you said, as mothers, as women, as in your entrepreneurs, we need to
Yes.
prioritize ourselves and keep our
Uh-huh.
cup full so that we
Hmm.
can give the overflow to others. So that
Absolutely.
prioritizing ourselves is powerful. I hear that and I believe that, and I feel like
Hmm.
so many of us struggle with doing that. So,
Yes. Yes.
yeah, thank you for that. I'm
Sure.
curious too. I know that your body didn't necessarily always feel good before you started
Hmm.
moving. So when
Hmm.
you were still
Right.
dealing with more inflammation and pain, how did you push yourself? How did you push through that season and move your body in spite of that?
Yeah. So I started with what, even though I may not have felt like it, I started with something just very simple,
Yeah.
walking, okay? And not going overboard, even if it was just 10 to 15 minutes of walking. And then as I started to feel good with that, I was like, I need something that's going to excite me. Like, I would love to be in a group setting. So then I joined Jazzercise. Girl, you know how old school that is, right?
Okay.
So yeah, then I joined Jazzercise, and that was so much fun to me because it's like I was dancing and it was fun. And
Right.
it was something that I looked forward to, because community is also something that became important to me. Now, where I
Yes.
ran into some challenges, especially when I would go to certain classes and the instructor, maybe they weren't familiar with what RA was and I needed modifications. That was sometimes a challenge. And
Yeah.
also seeing that everybody else, they were doing push-ups and doing weight bearing stuff. And here I am like, yeah, I can't do that. I need to do
Yeah.
something else. So
Yeah.
that was kind of weird and a challenge at times, but I eventually got over that, especially once I started learning and getting my certification. Like I started
Yeah.
figuring out my own modifications. Like I didn't even need to
Yes.
ask the instructor anymore. But
Yeah.
the hardest part is really just getting started. And I think the
Yeah.
problem is a lot of women don't know where to start, especially if they are in that space where they're in so much pain. Because what I often hear is that women, they feel that exercise will make their condition worse. They feel like it'll make the arthritis worse.
Mm.
And that's not the case. Now, of course, it needs to be the right type of movement. You do need to ease into it, gentle movement, but movement is medicine. It is
Yes.
medicine. So much so that I don't like to miss a day. I do give myself Sundays off and occasionally another day, but 5 to 6 days a week, I'm doing something. I'm
Come
doing
on.
something because I just feel
Yeah.
so much better when I do. But
Yeah.
that hasn't always been the case. I started off
Yeah.
with 2 days a week, then moved my
Yeah.
way up to 3 days a week. It wasn't
Mm.
until I got into bodybuilding that I got used to working out 5, 6, 7 days a week,
Okay.
6 days. And so, yeah, yeah. So old habits die hard.
Yeah.
I'm still kind of in that habit of things that I did when I was in competition prep. But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, the body is an amazing thing and it's often capable of more than we think. And
Mm.
yeah, I've never let rheumatoid arthritis hold me back from truly accomplishing what I want to accomplish.
Baby,
So
because you have not at all. You
yeah.
have not. And I love it. And you talk
Mhm.
about bodybuilding, so that makes me think too, what was the motivation there? Like what was going through your mind like, Ashley, girl, you about to do some bodybuilding competitions. Like tell me about that.
Yes. So I've just always been fascinated by that sport. I
Yeah.
used to watch it on TV and I was just like, that is just so cool. Now, I
Yeah.
never wanted like to be just like super duper muscly, like, on steroids or anything like that, which is why I chose to do the natural route. So, I
Yeah.
competed in a natural federation. And so, the look that I got was like, my God, this is really my body. But it's just something I had already always been fascinated by. I decided once I finally got my mind right, now that sport is definitely, I would say it's all mindset. I mean, of course, the working out is important, what you eat is important, the rest, the water, all of that. But like I would say, like your mind has got to be on point because it's a level of discipline that most people don't have. I think
Ooh,
they say like 1% of the world population, 1% of us
wow.
will actually go through and do the bodybuilding competition. It's not for everybody, but it
Yeah.
taught me a lot about myself that I can truly do hard things. And especially if I put my mind to it and just keep that discipline there, anything is possible. Like my body, just the way that it transformed, I couldn't believe it. Every week,
Yeah.
every day, I would see, this is me. Yeah. And
Yeah.
there were some too that I had to take, a couple of extra rest days because my joints was just like, girl, you doing too much.
Mhm.
But I made those
Yeah.
necessary adjustments. My coach was amazing, and I still was
Yeah.
able to push through and came out with that pro card on the
Come
first
on.
try.
First try got the pro card? What?
Yes, yes, sure did. So that
That's
was an
awesome. That goes to show the power of your discipline, girl, your consistency, and like you said, your mindset, and how
uh-huh.
empowering that is for you to be a physical trainer, also have have RA Warrior Fitness for your clients to
Yes.
see you walk the talk. You
Uh-huh.
know, that
Uh-huh.
that to me is a whole nother level of amazing. When I saw your pictures, when you
Uh-huh.
posted them, and maybe I don't know, maybe I'll get some, I can post them on here so y'all can see. I'll
Yeah.
say, what? Woo! Go ahead, girl. Like it's just inspiring to see. It really is inspiring to
Thank
see, and
you.
to see where you started and where you
Uh-huh.
are now is just a beautiful thing. So
Yes.
I truly, truly love that. I do want to ask too, what would you say are three movement principles that
Uh-huh.
maybe you would share with your clients that are super
Yeah.
essential for those who have chronic disease? What are three movement principles you would recommend?
Movement principles.
Yeah.
Definitely stretching for sure, like in the
Okay.
morning and before you go to bed. I say the morning time because your body has been at rest for, a few hours. So you want
Yeah.
to be able to have a productive day. And oftentimes, instead of just jumping into it, take a few minutes to stretch, 5, 10 minutes to stretch.
Yeah.
And then it's also good for nighttime as well because you're kind of getting yourself wound down and getting your body ready to have a good night's rest.
Yeah.
I love incorporating that into a nighttime routine as well. And
Yeah.
also doing more mobility exercises because I actually was reminded and humbled yesterday when I went
Mm.
to Stretch Lab that
Mm.
I to do more mobility exercises because when he was stretching me out, so this is a place that does assisted stretching by a flexologist. He was like,
Mm.
"When is the last time you you stretch?" He was like, "It's so much lactic acid and calcium buildup." And he was just, I could feel it as he was releasing all of that. And it just
Yeah.
felt so much better. He was like, "You definitely need to do more mobility exercises." He was like, "I know you love doing your weights and everything and all the flexion exercises, but you need to do more mobility." So
Mm.
definitely more mobility because that's going to keep you flexible and be able to do more functional movements, just simple things around the house, being able to
Yeah.
to sweep, to pick up some off the floor, to grab some out of the cabinet, to put something up in the cabinet, like, just
Yeah.
functional things. So
Yeah.
so yeah, so definitely stretching, mobility exercises, and honestly, like strength training, building muscle around those joints is going to make life so much better as you age.
Yeah.
Because as we age, we lose muscle mass, especially women. Like we can lose it pretty rapidly. And so
Yeah.
even if you're strength training twice a week, like that is certainly going to help you as you continue to age.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I love it so much. I'm like, let me just continue to build as much strength as possible. Now it's not about aesthetics. I do plan to get back on stage one more time. I got one more show in me. But right
Okay.
now in my life, I'm just training for my quality of life so that
Come
I
on.
can be able to pick up my luggage and put it in the overhead bin, stuff like that, because sister like to travel.
Listen. So I
So
can't
I
walk
can
up
carry
to
my
the bed.
groceries in the house, okay?
Come on.
Like, yeah, yeah. I'm
That's
just training for
it.
my life. Hmm.
Listen, training for my life. To me, that's
Yes.
a whole word because so many people are training for aesthetics or they're training for a
Uh-huh.
trip or because a
Yep.
wedding or something's coming up. Listen,
Uh-huh.
train for quality of life.
For quality of life. It'll
It is,
take you so much further.
it will. And just for those people who may not know, what's an example of a mobility exercise? And then on the
Hmm.
strength part,
Yeah.
do you encourage people to start heavy? Do you think it's better to gradually build up? Give us some
Definitely
feedback on that.
gradually building up for sure, for sure.
Mhm.
But going back to the mobility piece, are you familiar with like the world's greatest stretch? I would demonstrate it, but I have on
Mm,
a dress, so I won't do that. But the world's greatest stretch, and you can Google it for those of you who don't know. But that
yeah,
is considered a mobility exercise. Like full body, it just kind of wakes your whole body up. And
yeah,
you're kind of extending and contracting and It just opens up the hips. It opens up everything. So Google the
Yeah.
world's greatest stretch. That's
Yeah.
good. I also like the thread the needle, where you're kind of like on all fours and you have one arm stretched under the straight one, and you're just laying flat. Like,
Yeah.
that's also a good one. And then coming out of that and making a T. So, just mobility, functional movements that's gonna keep your hips. Because I know for me, my hips are really, really tight. I learned that yesterday too. So I need to
Yeah.
do more mobility to keep my hips as loose as possible. So
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Thank you
But
for
on the
sharing.
weight, yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. But on the weights, I would definitely say do progressive overload, start light, and as you get stronger, continue to add heavier there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, don't go all hardcore starting off now
Yeah, we
and then
don't
you
need
can't
any
work out.
injuries, okay?
We
Especially
don't
if
need
you over 40, over 30,
yeah.
40. Like, listen, we can't just jump into workouts anymore. Like,
Yeah.
you gotta warm that body up. Cause I always say this, think about it. If your car is parked outside in the wintertime, right? It's been sitting out in the cold. You don't just go and crank that car up and go, right? Like you gotta
You're not
let that
supposed
thing
to.
warm up just a little. You're not supposed to, but some people do.
Yeah.
It also depends on, I guess, what kind of car you got. But
Yeah.
I like to let my car warm up a little bit. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah.
And it definitely runs better. The heat will do what it's supposed to do when you turn it on. So
Yeah.
your body's the same way. Body's the
Yep.
same way. You got to warm it up, cool it down, stretch. Like, yeah, our bodies require more. So I'm even intentionally trying to work on building in more time in my workouts to have more time to stretch at the end. Like, I do my warm
Yeah.
ups, but it's the stretching in the end. It's like as soon as I'm done, it's easy for me just to hit the door. But
Yeah.
I've got to start stretching. Got to
Yes,
start
I hear
stretching
you.
at the end.
I'm with you. I'm with you on
Yeah.
that. Yes. So y'all stretch
Hmm.
now. Y'all get into the stretching and mobility.
Please.
So
Hmm.
I have one more question and then I want to go into the groove check, which is like a rapid fire part of the episode.
Okay.
It'll be fun, girl. It'll be fun.
Okay.
What was the moment for you? What was the moment for you? Maybe you looked in the mirror and you just said, she's back. She's back or
Hmm.
she's here. She's solid.
Hmm.
Do you have a moment that stands out for you?
I feel like I've had so many of those moments,
Yeah.
especially with the different accomplishments I've had. I'm trying to think of like a defining moment. Honestly, I know I keep going back to the bodybuilding, Jamila,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah.
that was a huge deal. Like, and
Yeah.
honestly, I went into that first show claiming that I was going to win. Because one thing that I've noticed, words carry a lot of weight, y'all. Okay.
Ooh.
What you
Yeah.
say, be careful what you say. Okay. That's
Yeah.
why I say it's so good to be mindful of what you're feeding your spirit. What are you listening to? Who are you surrounded by? So, like, I'm really big on personal development and listening to these self-help books and mindset shift books that really just kind of help me reset my mind. And so I have this thing where I can visualize it and see it. Sometimes you have to see it before you see it, right? And
Yes.
so, like, I even did this with my bodybuilding. I just visualized me up on stage in that itty bitty sparkly bikini and my muscles, and with the crown, me winning the show. And it
Oh,
happened. And it happened.
I love
And I
it.
just made a post on my social media recently, literally 2 years ago. I did a photo shoot with a women's health magazine and a women's health strength training book. And I had those books and a couple of other books, and I was holding it up like this, smiling. And then I was actually reading the women's health magazine as if I was in there, right? Fast forward to a year after that, which was last year around this time, I was actually in New York doing the photo shoot for this book.
Come
Okay, for
on
all
now.
exercises. And then
Listen.
fast forward to now, the book is here, okay?
Come
The
on.
same version of the strength training book that I was holding in that photo. And not only that, I'm in the current issue of Women's Health magazine
Come
promoting
on.
this book with Lizzo on the cover, girl. And so I'm like, it's just amazing how things come full circle. And I'm just a firm believer in literally visualizing it, believing that you can
Yeah.
have it, praying about it, putting in the work. Like you got to do the work. You can't just pray about it and expect God to just sprinkle it, like
Yeah.
no, you got to put in some grind behind those prayers, okay? And then
Yeah.
just let him do the rest. And that's what he has
Yeah.
done for me over and over and over and over and over again. And
Mm.
I'm just a firm believer, like you gotta walk like you already got it. You know what I mean? Like I just done a photo shoot recently. It was more of a professional shoot. And I
Yeah.
was like, I just know this season is about to bring some amazing things. So I'm gonna go on and be prepared. I'm gonna go and do this photo shoot. And that way I'll be ready. I'm already her now. The next
Come
version of
on.
myself walking like her now, doing the things that she's doing now. And then once God blesses me with that goal, with that desire, then it's
Yeah.
like, okay, now what's next?
Oh, it's here. But I'm already here in my mind. So
Yeah.
that right there, the vision, the believing it, walking like
Mm-hmm.
you already got it,
Yes.
that is the season I'm in too, sis.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, that's it.
and
Walking like you already got it. It's
like
here.
you
It's
already
here.
got
Because
it.
we often say it's coming, it's coming, like it's gonna happen. No,
Yeah.
it's here. It is now.
It's
The time is
here.
now. It's already
Yes.
here. I already got it. It's mine. It's already done.
It's mine. And
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's the thing. We have to be mentally ready to receive it
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of times people receive stuff, but they ain't ready for it.
They
They're not
ready.
ready. And then
Exactly.
they lose it.
Yep.
And so getting our mind ready for it now, walking like we already got it. I love that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And this may sound cheesy or maybe not, but I know too, like when I go to the grocery store, sometimes I heard in my mind, like, Jamila, walk with your head up high, like you
Yes.
are already a multimillionaire. Just
That's
walk in
it.
that, right? And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, okay. I already walk with my head up because my mama put that in me. She's like, girl, I always walk.
Right. Right.
But it's just like a different posture that you have.
That's it.
That's how you need to do in every
Confident.
aspect. I love that. I love that. I hope that people hear that and can
Yes.
receive that because that's
Mm-hmm.
powerful within itself, sis.
Thank you.
Okay. I love it. Thank you so much, girl. So we're gonna do these rapid fire questions. It's gonna be about four of them.
Okay.
So you have about 15 seconds to
Okay.
answer.
Okay.
But I don't have a timer. We're just gonna like act like we got a 15-second timer.
Okay. Got it.
So the first question I have, what does getting your groove back mean to you in
Mhm.
one sentence or less?
Getting my groove back means walking like I already got it, girl.
Come on now. Period. Okay.
Like it's already here. Like I hadn't even lost my groove. What you talking
Come
about getting it back?
on.
Like it's here. I already got it. Let's go.
Already.
Let's go.
Yes, sis. Come on. Okay. What is one song that always gets you in your groove, girl? One
Oh
song.
my gosh. It's Heaven Campbell. Can we talk
Okay.
for
For
a
a
minute?
minute.
It's
Yes.
about it. Every time it comes on, it's like I'm hearing it for the first time.
Yes.
Like I don't know what it is, but that song, it just puts you in that mood. Like, yes, that's the song right there.
I
Can we
love
talk?
that song, girl. I'm like,
Um,
Kevin, where you at? Come on. That's my boy right there. I love that song. You're right.
Yeah,
Any
yeah.
kind of old school 90s bop,
Yes.
I'm
The
down.
best music. Best music.
Yes. So Tevin, what would you say is your power word for this season of your life?
My power word for this season is obedience.
Mm.
Obedience. Honestly, that's been my whole word for this year. It
Yeah.
wasn't until I let go of, again, some people, some habits, some things, and I started walking in full obedience to what I knew God wanted me to do. He just been
Yeah.
opening doors, girl. Obedience.
Ooh, obedience. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I like that. That sounds like a whole other
Mhm.
podcast. What's that mean, girl?
Yeah,
Tell me
I know,
more.
right? It is. That is a whole nother podcast, honey. I could talk to you a lot about obedience, but I could tell you it's definitely better than sacrifice. It really
Mm,
is.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, your faith anthem or scripture that you live by.
Jeremiah 29:11.
Oh,
For I
yeah.
know the plans I have for you, says the Lord, plans to prosper you, not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. I have that scripture probably about 5 or 6 different places around my place here. And it's just,
Yeah.
it's my go to. It's my favorite. Like I go to it and I'm just like, yeah, this holds true.
Yeah.
His plans are definitely better than mine, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And as far as a song, one that I can listen to and that I probably do listen to just about every day is Trust in God by Elevation Worship.
Mm.
That one is just, man, I
It
trust
gets
him.
you where it takes you
It
there, huh?
gets, I
Yeah.
sought the Lord and he heard and he answered. That's why I trust him.
I love it. I love it. Well,
Yeah.
sis, Coach Ashley of
Yeah.
RA Warrior Fitness, I
That's
so
me.
appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you too for holding space for me. Thank you.
Yes, yes. I'm so honored to have you on this episode. I know that so many people will be blessed to hear your story and your journey. Y'all check out RA Warrior Fitness. Ashley, what is
Yes.
your social media, like your Instagram? How can people get in touch with you?
Yes, yes. So my Instagram is Ashnick, as in Ashley Nicole, ASHNIC underscore RA Warrior Fitness. And then I'm on Facebook under RA Warrior Fitness LLC. My website is rawarriorfitness.com. But if you Google me, I'm Googleable, okay? I know that's not a
Okay.
word, but I say that. You just Google Ashley Nicole, RA Warrior Fitness, all kinds of stuff will pop up. So I'm easy to find.
Yes,
Super easy to
yes,
find. Yes, yes. And then my book you
absolutely.
can actually get it too from Amazon. It's on Amazon, Strong and Fit After 40, and it's also on the Women's Health website too. But if you want an
Oh,
autograph version, I can help you with that. So you'll have to message me privately for that.
yes. I love it. Y'all reach
Yes.
out to her. This girl is amazing and she is going to get you right.
Yes.
So, again, I appreciate you. Thank you so, so much. And I hope each of you who are watching, I hope y'all have an amazing, beautiful day, week, morning, whatever time of day this hits you. God bless you all and get your groove back, y'all. Peace out.
Get your groove back. Bye.
Hey.